Paranoia.com, an internet mystery. This video will be devoted to discussing paranoia. It has some unsettling pictures, I guess. Things I'm going to talk about that are cult-like, the narrative. And this is an internet documentary since you all enjoy the schoolboy, so let's dismiss this now. This suggests that Kevin TX is the online persona or alias of the individual who initially possessed and used the contentious website Paranoia.com. Kevin TX was the owner in the 1990s, I guess. Yes, he was the paranoid operator mom, and it was in the middle of the 90s, using a Texas post office box to get money received from those wishing to host material about anxiety, common server in order. You're aware of how he, I suppose, guessed that paid for it. It was, because it was first a proper setting initially, so the manner he financed it, as you are aware, he supplied everything to the website's original hardware himself. How he does so? Launched the website with financial backing and the system's expense at a personal loss as a result of his intents. Is this platform paranoid about you, Comum? Therefore, he was without assistance from external investors and similar matters. He carried out the paranoia himself. Comum was operated as a non-profit organization, with Kevin TX paying for the costs from his pocket. He explained his assistance with the project as it is funded and time spent grieving personally, so Kevin TX's dedication to the principles behind a fear of something. He funded it because of common, even with the financial hardship that he believed in offering inexpensive internet access and accommodation to those who may not have previously had an internet presence. During this time of personal investment and monetary assistance from Kevin TX, he gave into paranoia. Comum functioned as a platform for free speech and content hosting for hundreds of users throughout the 1990s, even though it wasn't a rewarding endeavor for him individually. So you're carrying this piggyback and we're examining the reasons behind his creation. Yes, so he made it, in 1995 to create a platform for free expression on the early internet. So there's that possible lead to risks, guys, for people or hackers who fund, their web pages. Regardless of the situation, it may result in circumstances such as this to ensure that you allocate room for unrestrained speech. Kevin TX desired to build a platform that would allow users to talk openly without worrying about censorship from government-run colleges or major firms. He also wanted to enable internet users. His goal was to provide folks who wouldn't otherwise know inexpensive internet access and method for having a voice and presence online, and he desired to cultivate an internet community entitlement. Kevin TX said discontent after viewing an idealized vision come true as the site expanded and gained a large user base. If you enjoyed this video thus far, kindly click the subscribe button. If you click the like button thus far in this movie. If you enjoy the details, please let me know by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. To promote open access, I guess he supplied the first equipment and backed the system financially. He firmly believed in this and developed a repository for a variety of content. Hundreds of users were able to host their websites across a variety of subjects. From innocuous entries, correct access points to more contentious subjects. He pursued the subject's rights as a trial of free speech online and building community in the morning of the early years of the internet, as you are aware. Platforms were still somewhat new, correct? Hence, what type of material became suspicious? Comum hosted music-appropriate paranoia. Comum had an extensive variety of contentious and unusual material across his functioning in the 1990s. Currently, these precise instances that you are aware of, the kind of thing that was under suspicion. What kind of mom you have? You're not conspiracy beliefs, You knew about cult subjects, wicked cult subjects. You possess electronic shop homepages. You found unsettling information about, pictures of children, offensive pictures of kids. If you understand, there was drug use details that were discussed. There was Zia and suicide, strange information about television piracy, visuals, and ideas of mind control. It served as a holding area for hundreds of users to host odd and harsh pages on the servers that were offered by the website's founder, Kevin TX. The unrestrained character of Paranoia.com created a contentious platform, drawing notice for its electric mixture of material that was promoted, that you are aware crossed the lines. Guys, it stretched the limits of what you understand was normally permitted on the internet in the mid-1990s. Therefore, even though some of the information was harmless, other pages dealt with illicit activity or ethically dubious topics. This influenced the site's standing as a subterranean component of the original internet. Clearly, with things like this happening, Paranoia.com was shut down. The reasons behind its closure were suspicious. It was Paranoia.com. It was closer to the end of the 1990s, and there were several reasons for its closure. You are aware of their server problems, right? The site faced increasingly sophisticated challenges as its popularity increased and content volume grew. There existed bandwidth restrictions, correct? A message on the website in 1998 revealed that their bandwidth had decreased, making it challenging to keep the server running. He had project management difficulties. It got to be too much for Kevin TX, the creator, to deal with, what you refer to as it was growing and containing stuff. By the summer of 1998, most of the websites housed on Paranoia.com were relocated. Yes, there were financial difficulties. It was self-funded, so Kevin TX had been supplying the tools directly and supplying the system with funds at a loss that most likely could not be sustained. Gradually, in April 1999, a note on the website sadly said www.paranoia.com was no longer active. Several pages have changed since you know this, since at least the summer of 1998. The message persisted for almost 2 years, indicating the end of Paranoia.com. As you well know, it was formerly referred to as a shutdown procedure. This seems to have been gradual, with the initial posting on the website alerts regarding lowered bandwidth and motivating users to look for new places for their material. Ultimately, control of activities was taken. Following its shutdown, the domain went through various changes, including having a brief French guest webpage known as Excite before finally being acquired by Disney. So why do you believe that the owner of this site is Disney? Initially, I'm not sure. Kindly inform me in the remark area below. What happened to Kevin TX immediately following Paranoia.com's shutdown? We can assume Kevin TX most likely stopped overseeing large-scale websites. Paranoia.com ventures exceeded Kevin's capacity to handle by the late 1990s. It seems that he kept up a minimal web presence in communities, if only temporarily. You are aware that Kevin was mentioned. I'm very proud of Poppy Z for being repaid, as you are aware, as she stated on her webpage in 1997 and 1998. The absence of well-known references to Kevin TX in subsequent years implies that he might have decided to keep up a lower internet presence following the contentious aspect of Paranoia.com. Without your knowledge of any particular information, it is hard to describe Kevin TX's definite course of action after the shutdown of Paranoia.com. His ensuing actions and present circumstances are mostly music unknown at this point. When viewed from this perspective, you are aware of it. I'm not sure. I think that's kind of how it is when you are invested in a website that lacks any connections to notable universities or stuff like that. In my opinion, it poses a serious risk, and that is perhaps one of the causes. Why does the dark web have a section dedicated to criminal activity and items of that kind? Well, I've examined the variety and the things that can be completed whenever you feel like it. It's both a positive and negative thing since, as you well know, nobody could tell them to cease doing such. Please inform me of your comments and ideas about this tale in the section below. If you find this interesting, please click the subscribe button to read the content. Click the like button if you enjoy this tale. If you'd like to see more tales like this, please click the subscribe button and the like button. Thank you for staying, and I'll see you in the future video. Be careful.